All right. Hello, hello, all you lovely people. Professor Gray here. Still haven't seen Tenet yet.
We're trying to prevent World War III.
Well, maybe I have by the time you watch this, but in my timeline, I haven't seen it yet. Anyhow, this is our last module for the first unit of the class. In the first unit of the class, we've just been trying to figure out what is ethics, and we've talked about that a lot, and also the role that arguments play within that. And we'll continue that in this module. But of course, your minds might be on the fact that, yes, there is an exam due this weekend now. This will be going out in the midweek, and I'll post it along with maybe a short video just explaining. Honestly, I think the instructions and things should be straightforward. The quiz is the exam is meant to challenge you, but it's not meant to break you. But of course, the first one can sometimes be the tricky one. Just, you're trying to figure me out and all that. That's fine. That's why, again, always remember, your lowest exam grade is dropped. Full stop. And as you do well on exams, you can start earning more free passes. Then if you earn enough free passes, I know it's crazy, right? You could drop the second lowest exam grade. So work hard. I mean, you have to earn that, but at least for sure, your lowest exam grade dropped, even if you get a 0. You sleep in and miss it, well, at least that one can be dropped. Let's hope that doesn't happen, though. Let's hope instead you do really good, or at least try really hard on those exams and get decent enough scores to rack up some extra free passes, which then you can use to drop your second lowest exam grade. Not bad. So it's not the end of the world if you do bad. Again, you're not your grades. So I'm trying to give you these opportunities. Take advantage. Okay, well, I've talked enough about the exam. You've probably freaked out now. Okay, pause. Have a glass. Yeah, cheers, man. Peppermint. It's my favorite. Takes me back to candy canes. Where was I? Oh yeah, we're talking about I'm laughing, not a laughing matter, the opioid crisis. Now we have to get serious. But before we jump into the opioid crisis, I would just like to do the usual kind of quick review, hopefully quicker this time. Well, I've already wasted so much time. I'm trying. I really am. Don't drop the class if I don't know, is it too late to drop? I don't know. Sorry if you can't drop. Anyhow, let's just do a quick review of where we are as usual. And we've been talking a lot about moral reasoning since, for quite a few modules now. Again, moral reasoning is just based on this basic idea that the right thing to do is the thing that has the best reasons for doing it. And we've already started to see then the linkage between moral reasoning and argumentation in the sense that we saw last time about making claims and then justifying them claims. Remember, an argument's not a fight. It's just trying to understand why believe the claims that are being made. And that's what ethics is, this give and take of reasons about moral and ethical claims, about what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. That's ethics. And I noted a new thing at the review last time, so I'll repeat it because I think this is important and it's an idea that will come up again and again in class. It's just the idea is that if you and I, if we're truly moral equals, what's the right way to persuade each other or convince each other about something? I think one thing, you think another. What's the right way for us? Is it through force or violence or lies and trickery? Because if we engage in deceit, fraud, force, I'm not really treating you, and you're probably not treating me like an equal. If I'm cheating you or lying to you or trying to force you to do something, I'm implying that I'm better than you. And I can just command you at will. You're my slave. Or you're subservient. We're not moral equals anymore. Again, I don't have gold skin. If you have gold skin, well, market that, man. You're going to be rich, and we'll bow down. Thank you. But no, we're morally equal, and the only way then for us to persuade and convince each other, at least legitimately, and respect the fact we're morally equal, is through the use of reasons, the give and take of trying to persuade each other, to let you see why I see what I think and bring you along with me. Of course, you're doing the same thing. But that's how equals deal. If I'm forcing you or lying to you, I'm implying that I'm better than you. So that's a very important idea. Now, look, hey, maybe it's okay with kids and the mentally ill to be a bit more assertive, but we're talking about, adults here who still have their wits about them. we're all at the very least are equals. Whether we go beyond, how we go beyond that, we're going to talk a lot about that. But I think that's enough. We're going to talk about this idea of moral equality a lot, especially starting in Unit 3 of the class. But I kind of want to lay it down that it's already kind of appearing in our approach. All right. Well, so far in this unit now, at this point in the modules, is that we're really been focusing on how we take moral reasoning and apply it to argumentation, defending claims. And we saw techniques in the last module about how to diagram arguments, parse arguments, separate them into their components of premises, conclusions. We also saw a bit about what makes an argument good. These concepts of validity, the idea that the premises are enough to give you the conclusion. That's the arrow, remember. And then we also talked about soundness. Not only soundness is stronger. Soundness says the argument's valid. Yes, those premises do give you the conclusion, but soundness has you ask, are those premises actually true? Because remember, the sound argument is both valid and the premises are true. And you can watch Mr. Green talk about that again. I like that video. It's fun, as I mentioned last time. So the goal of this argument is then to see the goal of this module is to see an argument now, from I believe it's Vox, that a journalist wrote this article about what we should be doing with this family of opioid executives who sold the stuff. What should we be doing to them? And so we're going to talk about the crisis. But first, you got two quick videos coming up here to watch that aren't with me. I know, sorry. Another one from Vox, which just kind of talks about the opioid crisis, gives you some numbers and things, useful context there. And then another one from CBS News, which will just talk a little bit more about the crisis and the Sackler family and what's going on with them and the accusations. And then hopefully you've read the paper that's arguing for prosecuting the Sacklers and others. And so I'll after those two little videos, then I'll come back and I'll try to diagram a bit of that argument for you. I won't do it all. It's a complex argument, but I'll get you started on it and point out some areas that maybe you should think about because, wow, maybe I could put that on a unit exam where you fill in some gaps for me. But I will do a good chunk of it so at least you'll have a sense of what's going on and can have the strength and confidence to do it on your own. I don't know, I'm a nerd. It's cool stuff. Okay, I've talked for, of course, too long as usual. So I will let you go watch those two other videos and then I'll drink some tea while you're watching those. Candy canes. And I'll see you back here in a few minutes. All right.